Hello everyone. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video once it's done, please like and share. Also, if you enjoy the content that I'm putting out, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you cut on all notification bells so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. Thank you. I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you how horrible the job market is. I'm pretty sure everyone that's listening to this right now knows that. And right now, I'm currently in between jobs. Hopefully, I'll find something soon. That's where I was at about 3 months ago. I was laid off from Amazon, and it really threw me off and it caught me by surprise. I had plenty of money saved up, but I didn't want to keep pulling out money from my savings account to survive off of. I needed a job. I was looking everywhere for a job. Full-time, part-time, just a job. Anything. And I think me wanting to get anything is what led me to this job. And this is what nearly killed me. So I wound up getting a job at a gas station. And let me tell you, where this gas station was located at, it was in a very dangerous, rough part of town. I'm talking about crime rates up to the roof when it comes to statistics. It was a very scary area. And I remember I was telling my mother about this on the phone, and she was advising me to pick a different job. But what she didn't understand was every job that I applied to, I got rejected. And this job, they actually wanted me. My first red flag about the job was they wanted me to come down and do orientation. They said that they didn't really need to do an interview. They looked it through my resume and they said that I'd be a perfect fit for this job. I thought that was odd. I figured that they would want to do an interview with me to see who I was and what my personality is and, whatnots. But I guess they really was desperate to get someone. When I got to this gas station, it was ran down. I'm talking about the floors were scraped, dirty, and missing a lot of tiles. The ceiling was missing tiles. There was a leak in a certain section of the store. The store had a mixture between mold and a bleach smell. It was really ran down and it was really on its last legs. I met up with a guy named Mr. Frank. I'm assuming he was the manager. He called me in and he asked me, "Do you have a problem working overnights?" No, I don't," I responded to him. Afterwards, he looked it through my resume, shook his head, and then he extended his hands out to me and told me, "Well, congratulations. Not only did you get the job, but I'm going to promote you quickly. You're now the new assistant manager of this store. Good luck, and I'll show you around. It's not too hard, and how do you feel about starting tonight?" Sure, why not? I wanted to be happy. I just got promoted to assistant manager that quickly. But then there was also a part of me that couldn't ignore the many red flags that were going off right now. This man only asked me one question and he hired me. And not only that, he made me assistant manager off the bat. I didn't question the guy. I just accepted the offer. Later that night, I came in for my shift. There was another guy working too, but he was about to clock out. Mr. Frank showed me around and showed me everything that needs to be done and showed me how to work the cash register and showed me what needs to be stocked. And afterwards, once 10 o'clock p.m. hit, I was on my own. The first hour, it was actually pretty busy at this gas station store, and I really didn't expect it to get this busy. But I had to do my best to try to take care of all the customers as much as I possibly could. I thought it would be a long time before I can get done, but luckily I was done with all these customers in about 15 to 20 minutes. Afterwards, around 10:30 to 10:45, it was just dead. There was no customers, there was no one pulling up to pump gas. The whole convenience store was just silenced. And I just sat there, stopped some stuff like some chips and sodas. And as I was doing so, I noticed something that caught my attention. While I was stocking some of the milk and some of the sodas, I noticed in the refrigerated part behind the rows of sodas, I saw a large white bag. It was like a duffel bag, but it was really long. It was very weird. That didn't belong in the refrigerator. I stopped what I was doing, and even though I shouldn't, curiosity got the best of me. I went inside the refrigerator. I checked first to make sure there was no customers coming and the coast was all clear. I walked inside and I looked at the bag, and it was really long. As I got closer, I noticed something strange, and it was something that stopped me in my tracks. The bag was slightly moving. It was strange. I looked at it as it was moving slowly. I almost hesitated to want to open up the bag. Then I pushed down my fear, and as I was about to get the zipper and touch it and unzip it, I noticed that I heard the front store door opening with a little bell ringing. I was about to get up to go see if there was a customer that needed assistance, but I stopped because there were 3 men wearing a mask, a black mask, and they had guns. I was petrified because of these guys. They were looking around in the store. Then suddenly they started grabbing stuff off the shelves and slamming them down onto the floor. Beer bottles and glass and knocking them down. I remember seeing one of the men hop over the counter and open up the cash register as they started to take money. I remember seeing another guy start smashing the windows of the store. And then the third guy was walking around. And then, to my horror, he walked inside the refrigerator. Before he can even get inside, I tried to find a place to hide. There was a pretty tall box, boxes that were stacked up high. I jumped over them and I hid, hoping that the guy wouldn't look over here to try to find me. I stayed hidden, and I was thinking that I was gonna get out of this unscathed and the men were gonna leave. I saw the third guy as he was making his way out of the refrigerator, but then he stopped, and then I saw him. He walked closer by the stacks of boxes, and he knocked them down. He saw me. The minute he saw me, he reached out and grabbed me. He pulled me out of the refrigerator and dragged me over to the other 2 guys. I found the bag. I'm gonna go retrieve it. You 2 keep your guns pointed on him at all times. I'll be right back. I gotta go make the, the third guy said to the 2 other men. They nodded in response. I'm assuming that the third guy who came into the refrigerator is the boss somehow. The men did not say nothing to me. They just had their guns pointed at me. I was praying inside, hoping that nothing would happen to me. I didn't care about the bag. I just didn't want to die. Afterwards, the man came out of the refrigerator and he had the bag with him. He turned towards me and pointed his gun at me. Now all 3 of the men had their guns, and I knew that this was going to be it. I was going to die at a horrible job, and there was nothing I could do about it. As I was closing my eyes, accepting my fate, one of the men, it was the leader, the third guy, he made a remark to me. I never seen you around here, kid. I'm guessing Mr. Frank made you assistant manager, didn't he? On your first day. He thinks he's so slick. Mr. Frank, always leaving other people to clean up his mess. See, if you had been a different employee, someone that already been working here, I would have already killed you. Me and my men both. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm feeling really generous tonight. I'm gonna let you off. But hear me out. If you mention that you saw us, we will find you and we're gonna kill you. My best advice to you is get your ass out of this job right now. Go find something else. Do something different. Don't work here. Trust me, you're gonna encounter more people like us, and they may not have mercy on you like I am. Afterwards, all 3 of the men put down their guns and they walked out of the convenience store, and they got inside of a car, and they drove off. I remember feeling like an elephant was lifted off my chest. I had extreme anxiety attack in that store. I tried calling Mr. Frank, but he didn't answer. And I decided to screw this job, and I put down my name tag and my uniform and I left. I didn't care about the store being open. I didn't care about there not being an associate there. I wasn't going to put my life at risk for a crummy job that pays $9 an hour. I left, and I'm happy I did, because 2 days later, there was a new guy there at that same store. I heard about it on the news, and some similar guys came in there, and they shot and killed him. I'm thankful that I got out of there in time, because there was no way I was going to stay there. And I don't know how lucky I was, but I was extremely lucky that those guys showed leniency towards me. As for Mr. Frank, I truly believe he set me up, and he was probably doing some shady stuff behind closed doors. But never again. And I learned a very valuable lesson. Sometimes it pays to be a tiny bit picky when it comes to job searching. Luckily, I did happen to find me a new job, and a way better job. This one pays $22 an hour, and it's a really great job.